Yes, boys, in this video I'm going to be quickly talking about the mindset that you need to succeed in e-com, dropshipping, business, whatever it is you do, how you need to deal with setbacks, problems, issues, how to deal with them mentally, how to build frameworks in your mind so that you could push through these problems and issues and realise that they're just part of the journey, and it's a way to learn and grow from there. So I'm going to go over a quick few points from my personal experience and things that I've went through to give that knowledge to you, and hopefully you can take use of that. So first thing is, you're going to have to deal with failure, because in dropshipping especially, you're going to get failure after failure to begin with, especially if you're testing new products, you've never built a store before, you don't know how to run any ads or anything like that. You're going to experience failure and failure and failure, and you're going to have to frame your mind that you know that this failure's inevitable and it's required in order to actually succeed. You just need to keep on failing to learn more things, essentially, and that's what happened for me as well. You build stores, test products, and you feel like you're wasting your time, wasting your money. And also with these YouTube videos as well, I'm putting out YouTube videos pretty frequently, putting out Twitter posts, Instagram posts, and I'm not seeing actually any direct results because of that. I'm not making any money from YouTube, obviously. The Twitter's just, it's not really growing that much. I can maybe get 3 or 4 likes per tweet, but you need to know that it's required for you to put the reps in, and over time you're going to look back in a year's time and realise that it was actually worth it. So essentially stick to it, even though you're not going to get any direct results to begin with. And also for the stores that we've ran in the past, we've built plenty of stores before. Take like 2 hours building a store, an hour making the Facebook ads, only for it to launch and get like no sales, waste some money. And now we're at a point that we don't even really bother about that. Like, say we spend £100, £150 on our product test, it's not really an issue to us because we've been able to build up the cash flow. But even if we didn't have that much money, I would still not be bothered about it, because now that I realise that failure is just, it's what's needed to grow. So that when I build that store and launch a product, say it does terribly, doesn't get any sales, I now know that either that product doesn't work, the offer doesn't work, the website's not good enough, the ads are not good enough, and or like the niche that the product's in. So I know that I don't run that product in the future. Maybe I've learnt a few things on how to build a site. I've actually probably got better at making ads overall because I've put more reps in, and that's how it goes. You need to fail in order to succeed. And it's really important to stay patient. So this kind of ties into the last point. Dropshipping and e-commerce is not an overnight success. It takes months and months of practice, because there's so many different elements to the business that you need to consider, not just on the front end in terms of the website and ads. You also need to think of the back end: stock, cash management, customer service, registering as a business, getting signed up for VAT once you hit the threshold, and things like that. So there's much more things that are behind the scenes that you don't really think about. So it's important to set, I wouldn't say realistic, because I don't really like using the word realistic, because that's what people tell you throughout your whole life. Be realistic, get a normal job, don't actually try and strive towards your dreams and try and achieve them, because it's not going to happen. Be realistic. So I wouldn't say be realistic, but set decent goals, put them in place so you could actually work towards them and achieve them. So for a beginner that's never sold anything before, that goal could be get a site up and running, run some Facebook ads. That could be your first goal. Once you've done that, you're 5% of the way there. Like, you're much further along the journey than someone who doesn't have a clue, who hasn't run a store before. So once you've done that, your next goal could be get your first sale, spend your first £30 a day on ad spend. Once you get your first sale, get your first 10 sales, 100 sales, and then it goes from there, and it compounds, and all the knowledge you're getting along the way compounds, and you're going to be getting even more successful along the way, learning more knowledge and progressing. And to tie in with the staying patient, you need to kind of understand that your mind's going to be telling you to stop doing what you're doing constantly, because, as I said before, you're going to be putting in work, and your brain expects a result off the back of that, because that's just the way that we're wired. Your brain doesn't want to put in all of this work to see no results at the end of it. So when you're building these stores and getting no sales, don't take it as a negative, take it as a positive. Like I said before, it's just your brain giving you uncertainty and this could be due to lots of different things as well, because you're probably not going to be able to pick out a good product to begin with. As I said, it's just a case of getting your product out there and actually selling it. Only thing that you could focus on is what you can control, your input. Don't focus on the output of making the lots of money, not having to work your job, not having to do this and that. Focus on the input, so what you could do every day. So that would be 4 hours of solid work after your job, 3 hours, 2 hours, whatever it is. Control what your input is, and then the results will come eventually. It won't be the next day, won't be the next week, might not even be the next month. Could be years down the line, but that's what it takes in order to succeed. I always say this, I just put a tweet out about this. Focus on the input. So it starts from when you wake up in the morning, what you're eating, how you're training, are you going to the gym? All of these things tie into everything. How you do one thing is how you do everything. So if you get the baseline fundamentals in order, your business and your knowledge is going to it'll skyrocket, because that's the foundation that you need to have in order to succeed. Because what's the point of having all the money that you make in the future if you don't have the health to go alongside it? Because you're not going to be able to enjoy the money that you've made, because your health could potentially deteriorate at any time. So you need to do your best work to try and mitigate that as much as possible by eating healthily, training hard, and looking after yourself. So what you need to do is try and remain as positive and patient as you can. Try and reach out to other people that are ahead of you along the journey. Try and find a mentor. For me, I'm always trying to find people ahead of me, try and reach out to them, try and get a bit of knowledge from them, and also try and give them a bit of knowledge yourself, give them your perspective on what you're doing right now, and maybe you could help them in some certain ways. But trying to build relationships with people who are ahead of you, but also behind you as well. So a mentee and a mentor. So if you're someone who hasn't started dropshipping before, leave me a comment, ask me a question, I'll get back to you. I'm not saying that I'm the best dropshipper or the best person in e-com to ask, but I might know something that you don't. I could provide you a bit of value, and all you need to do is ask a question. That is it. And most people are actually willing to help out, especially people who are actually doing not too bad for themselves, because they want to see other people grow. People in your hometown that work normal jobs want to do everything they can to keep you at their level. So they're going to make fun of you, they're going to tell you why you're doing this, why you're doing that, because they don't want you to see them outgrowing them, because it'll make them feel bad for not actually trying themselves. So try and find people that are ahead of you, and try and get knowledge from anywhere you can. Focus on the small wins, because these will build up. Focus on the small wins, because these will build up. You'll start to get the momentum, you'll start to build a bit of confidence, and you'll actually see a future where you could actually succeed, and you can see the path to get there. So for me right now, I started dropshipping back in like November 2023, and what that done was gave me the momentum to keep on going, build out other stores, and now we have my second winning store that we launched in May that's now done over £300,000 in sales, which has made us even more profit. We're now in a position where we could start building a brand. I'm working with someone who's kind of on the same level as me. We're learning and growing together at twice the speed, because we're both having different experiences within the business. We both have different perspectives on certain things. We argue on certain topics and what we should do, what we shouldn't do, and we are actually now together building a brand with a custom product. We have just got our samples, we're happy with them, going to make a few adjustments, and we're near enough, like we're going to launch in around October, November time. It's a subscription based product. It's going to be absolutely crazy. We already know that it's going to do extremely well, and we've also got products lined up in the future that we're going to launch. It's in a market that's grown year on year, and because we've learned all of the skills and knowledge over the past year and a half, we are super confident in our abilities, and we also still know that we're not even experts in the industry, because we're only a year and a half into our journey. We've still got lots of room to grow. We actually know nothing in the grand scheme of things. There's people doing 100, 300 million pound months. So we're small fry, we know that, but we're also super confident in our abilities, and we know that we're going to build a brand that's going to do £200,000-300,000 a month minimum, and we're going to be running it for 5 years, and you're going to be seeing that on this channel, as I've said many times before. And that's pretty much it. That's a bit of an update on the brand for me, and also a bit of motivation for you to keep going, deal with the failure. It's a way to grow and learn from your mistakes and carry on into the future. Don't give up, keep on going. If you keep on putting in the work, the effort required to grow and be successful, you will see the results in the future. Don't let the failures bring you down and stop you from doing what you're doing, and the thoughts and opinions of other people, because who the fuck really cares at the end of the day? They're just trying to bring you down because they don't really want to see you doing as well or beyond how they're doing. So ignore everyone, focus on the input, and you're going to see the results in the future. Hopefully I didn't ramble on in this video, and that's pretty much it, guys. I appreciate you watching. Thank you.